Once upon a time, there was a wealthy businessman named Michael. He was only 38 years old, yet people called him the king of the city. He owned luxury hotels, shopping malls, construction companies, and expensive cars that most people could only dream of. Every morning, dozens of employees waited outside his mansion for instructions. Every evening, he hosted lavish parties where music echoed through the neighborhood until midnight. To everyone around him, Michael looked unstoppable. People admired him. Children pointed at his long convoy whenever he drove past. Businessmen wanted to become his friends. Even local leaders sought his advice. Money flowed into his accounts every single day. It seemed as though success would never leave him. Michael often smiled and said, "Nothing can ever bring me down." His friends laughed. His family believed him. Even Michael himself believed those words. But life has a way of changing everything when you least expect it. One rainy evening, Michael signed the biggest business deal of his life. He invested almost everything he owned into one massive international project. He was promised unbelievable profits. His advisors warned him to be careful. They begged him not to risk all his wealth. But greed had already taken over his heart. Michael ignored every warning. A week later, the unexpected happened. The company he trusted collapsed overnight. Millions of dollars disappeared. The investment was gone. Banks froze his accounts. Creditors demanded their money back. His phone began ringing non-stop. But this time, they were not calling to congratulate him. They were calling to collect debts. Within days, his expensive cars were taken away. His luxury mansion was seized. His businesses began shutting down one after another. Employees who once praised him now packed their belongings and left. The parties stopped. The laughter disappeared. The gates of his mansion remained closed. News spread across the city faster than wildfire. The millionaire has lost everything. People who once celebrated him now whispered behind his back. Some laughed. Others simply walked away as if they had never known him. The friends who used to fill his house every weekend stopped answering his calls. His business partners disappeared. Even distant relatives avoided him. Michael finally discovered that many people had loved his money, not him. Soon, he moved into a tiny rented apartment. Gone were the luxury cars. Gone were the expensive clothes. Gone was the attention. For the first time in many years, Michael was completely alone. Every night he stared at the ceiling, wondering where everything had gone wrong. He blamed the economy. He blamed his partners. He blamed bad luck. But deep inside, he knew the truth. He had become proud. He had ignored wise advice. He had believed wealth would last forever. One afternoon, as he walked through the market carrying groceries in a small bag, he met an old man who had once worked for him. Michael felt embarrassed. He expected the old man to mock him. Instead, the old man smiled kindly. Then he said, "Money can leave overnight, but character stays forever." Those simple words struck Michael's heart. That day, he made the most important decision of his life. He stopped chasing quick riches. Instead, he began rebuilding his life slowly. He accepted small jobs. He learned new skills. He worked harder than ever before. Not because he wanted luxury, but because he wanted peace. Months turned into years. Little by little, Michael opened a small business. It wasn't glamorous. It wasn't famous. But it was honest. He managed every naira carefully. He saved before spending. He invested wisely. Most importantly, he stayed humble. The business continued to grow. Customers trusted him because they saw his honesty. Employees respected him because he treated them fairly. Success returned, but this time, Michael was a different man. He no longer measured wealth by expensive houses or luxury cars. He measured it by wisdom, integrity, and the people who stood beside him during his darkest days. Whenever young entrepreneurs asked him the secret to success, Michael would smile gently and say, "Never believe that wealth makes you untouchable. Money can disappear overnight. But humility, wisdom, and good character will always help you rise again." And from that day forward, Michael never forgot the painful lesson that losing everything had taught him. Because sometimes, the greatest fortune a person can gain, comes only after losing everything they thought they could never lose. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe to Animated Stories Telling for more amazing stories every week.